Well, Mitch,
Yeah.
we're still waiting because we've started the whole party already, and we're just kind of, I don't know, the adventure is sort of like in the midst. I think Bill, who's our DM right now, he can bring you in, but just kind of wondering when we can expect you to drop on in.
Well, I mean, I'll be back in Orange. My flight's on the 18th. I'll get back like Saturday night. It'll
Okay.
be kind of late at night, but I guess I could be ready to go by Sunday the 19th. Could be
Cool.
the first.
Cool.
Oh.
Are you guys talking about D&D again?
Yeah.
Is that what
Yeah.
this is?
Yeah, that was. Hey, you asked me to start on a random conversation topic, and that's what I picked.
So what are you planning? Global domination?
Nah, man, just fucking adventures.
Yeah,
How we do.
I think we have to steal from some goblins and like a
yep.
giant goblin vault. Yeah, it's pretty
Classic
intense.
Dark adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, though, before Senior will try and interrupt us again,
Okay.
I have a friend, my roommate last year. He was the DM for our group, and I kind of said he could probably join in with us too. I mean, I imagine the more the merrier is always welcome, but I figured
I'm pretty sure that'll be quite all right.
What's a
All right.
DM?
Dungeon Master.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's like the guy that's going against all the different characters. He's the antagonist, if you will.
Ooh.
He's also
Yeah.
building the story.
Exactly, that too. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it time for me to say hello?
I believe it is.
Yes.
What's up, Working Title fandom peoples? This is a new episode of Working Title, number 11. We are on number 12. Sorry, this is number 12.
Of summer
is
school.
Yeah, number 12 of summer school.
Oh,
Our website is workingtitlepodcast.com. Check us out there, and there's a link to our Facebook page, to YouTube, to Vimeo, and to Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter at Working Title Pod.
I love when you do that.
I do too.
We all.
And we're also on Stitcher Radio, which is a mobile app for all types of audio entertainment, podcasts, NPR. I think you can get it. It's for iPhone, Android, even iPads now. It's totally free. Check it out. Download it. As you're registering, if you would be so kind as to click the Tell Us How You Heard About Us banner, which is bright orange above the Sign In with Facebook button. Click on that. It opens up a text box. In that text box, you enter the one-word promo code Working Title, one word Working Title, and then you get a chance to win $100, and we get $1 from Stitcher Radio. And it's a kind of a cool way of helping out the show and maybe saying thank you for, if you like Stitcher, and I think you will, so you should check it out. That's it. So let's get this shit started.
Yeah, sir.
Yo.
How have you guys been? How have your weeks been?
Um,
Let's talk about.
Good. No longer gainfully employed, but that's how it works with summer jobs. They're not permanent. So.
Oh, so it was like a mutual. You weren't fired.
Oh yeah, it wasn't like I got fired or anything. It was just I couldn't keep going out because I had to start preparing for the head back to school and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I need to get my books, I guess.
Oh shit, you're right.
I picked up my books already. I'm I'm on top of it at least in that March, whatever that is.
Right.
I'm getting ready for the.
Wait, is that Graham again?
Sorry?
That was him. That was you're just assuming now.
That was a question. I said, is that Graham?
It's true, but
It
you
is.
assumed that I was still with Graham. Graham is Newton.
It was a
he's-
question.
You heard something, Jake?
I heard a shit.
like a little beep beep that sounded kind of
Yeah.
like a microwave.
Well,
Yeah,
that
the
was,
microwave.
That was me adjusting my little fan.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
See,
Wow.
now you
Wow.
You might be the son of a bitch for attracting that much attention to it, but...
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna call it out. Actually, I was gonna say what's up to Graham if you were in the area,
What don't you
but
call out?
He doesn't. There's a lot of things he calls out. But,
I think we need to revoke his shout-out penalties for like 3
Fuck
episodes.
you dick.
You do like a dozen every episode.
Well, that's because I like talking to our audience. Okay. Shout out to our audience. Fuck you.
Cool.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Audience, to be clear, the fuck you was directed at me, not you. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure they realize that.
No, I hope they do.
I love them. And I would never tell them. I would never say fuck. Fuck.
Oh, did you see that link I sent you guys to Slender?
Oh, yeah.
I did.
It looked like your account had been hacked. It was so dumb.
Right, the way I phrased it.
Yeah.
No, I knew it was you, just because I knew I got you addicted onto Diablo, so I knew you were trying to get back at me.
Yeah. Oh, it's not even a big game. It's just kind of like a psychological challenge, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm like very into the Slender Man phenomenon, which I'm sure you guys kind of know about.
Nope.
What?
Not at all.
No.
Neither of you? Because this is going to be fun for me then.
Got nothing.
Okay, Slender Man apparently is this like internet meme that was just created. It goes back to, I believe, one guy. I don't know his name. But it's basically this supernatural type being who is like very tall and lanky, like very long, creepy limbs. 8-9 feet tall, something like that. Really thin, pale.
I know something about this. It's there was a Slender Man in the movie Legion. I don't know if you ever saw that. It was Paul Bettany, where he was the fallen angel.
Okay.
Oh right. He was Michael.
Oh, but that was like that guy was almost like a praying mantis type thing, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think he's. I mean, they refer to him as like the Slender Man.
Oh, interesting. I didn't.
But
catch that.
Anyway.
Yeah, he has no face, and and I guess what he does is he develops some type of psychological connection with his victims, and then once he kind of has your wavelength, if you will, he basically you lose your sanity over time. Like the whole thing is if you see him, you go insane, and that's it. And I guess there's something about like him abducting children, and this. It's really creepy, and you guys, if you search on the internet, you see all these like doctored photos that look like they're from the 1930s, and then people put like the Slender Man in it, and it's just it's a super super creepy thing. Because my philosophy has always been, if it's a serial killer, like I'll go serial killer on his ass. I'll hide in the corner with a knife, whatever. But if you go supernatural on me, I give up. Like that's it. I can't handle it. It's not human.
Right. I remember you saying that.
This guy teleports or whatever he does, and this game was just like made by some indie game designers. It's totally free. I guess it's a relatively short game. I only played it once, and I stopped. It was like I lost, and I was like, I'm not doing this.
It's too much.
You're basically walking in the woods, and you have to pick up like 8 documents because you're like researching the Slender Man, and. The thing is, the more documents you get, the more like aggressive he gets, and the whole object of the game is to not see him. That's what makes it so creepy. And you're walking through these woods, and even though it's like a really like cheap, low budget game, they do the ambiance really well, and it's it's really quiet and bare, and it's just footsteps in the beginning, and you have a flashlight that runs out.
Oh God.
Fucking hate it when that happens.
Yeah, the whole thing is that when he's close, you're kind of like, the screen goes fritzy. Like, the whole thing is, allegedly, he interferes with electronics. And that's kind of how you know that he's close to you. And if you see him, you lose your mind, and it's over. And, obviously, but it's, there's also, the Slender game led me to this YouTube page called Marble Hornets. And everybody should check this out. And what they've done is a film student, it's like a found footage thing, where this film student is working on a movie called Marble Hornets, and he abruptly kind of ends it after a year, and he moves away from college, and he leaves all the tapes with his friends, and he says, or his friend asked him for the footage, because his friend's also a film student, and he doesn't want to see all that work going to waste, and he says, yeah, you can have the tapes if you never mention it to me again. And, he says, well, what should I do with the tapes? And then the friend says, burn them. He doesn't burn them. And you go on YouTube, and there's about, like, I'm on, like, 11. And this guy, it's a whatever. It's a hoax, but it's really kind of well done in a found footage type of way. And they have I think over 60 of these entries where this guy takes excerpts of all the footage he's found, where you're kind of witnessing this film student being pursued by the Slender Man and slowly kind of losing his mind as the movie's falling apart at the same time. Really cool. Check it out. It's awesome. And the Slender game, I dare anybody to beat it. I don't think you can. I lost once, and I was like, I don't want this. I don't want any part of this shit.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much.
I'm not a fan of scary games.
Yeah.
Like Doom. Oh, couldn't do it. The newer Doom game that came out.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I mean, I think what I did is I played it with the sound off. That helped me a lot. The sound is 80% of it.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
you guys know what I'm about to say before I even say it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even need to say it.
Yeah, I don't even need to say it right now.
There's no chance you're even going to open that game.
No, fuck that shit. I'm done.
Yeah.
Hell no. Okay.
Hell no, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Senior, if you want crazy psychological fuck with your mind games, well, actually, you probably don't, judging by what you just said about Slender.
But lay it on me anyway.
If you get curious about one, there's a game called it's Amnesia. It's Amnesia something. It's like Descent into Madness or something.
Okay.
And it's the same basic thing. You wake up in some place. You're inside somewhere. You don't know where you are. You don't know anything. You just know that you're being pursued by something, and you have to avoid it, and you have to hide, and it's you just kind of figure out what's happening as you go. You just oh, I found some matches, now I actually have light, or I
hate that. Oh my god.
I all I did was watch someone playing it, and then I wanted to stop watching them.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
I have a theory that video games are even scarier than movies because you're creating it,
Yeah.
It's not a spectating experience.
Yeah, it's like you're getting drawn in because you're the catalyst.
And I had my friend playing Slender, and he was like, "I'm a fucking man." What is this shit? This is a fucking computer. It's a 17-inch screen. And then 4 minutes in, he's like, "Oh!" And he's like, "I'm done. That's it."
Oh no.
Tripping out. Can't handle it.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing.
There you go.
Also, Condemned was another one of those really creepy games. Condemned and Condemned 2.
Oh yeah.
It was. I guess the whole thing is you're being attacked by crazy homeless people or something, and it was also one of those really dark. You need to use a flashlight. A lot of ambiance. You hear giggling, or you hear feet shuffling, and a lot of jumpers.
I fucking hate it when they giggle.
Yeah, and then you have your weapons. If you're lucky, you get a gun with 3 bullets. But in reality, you're hitting someone with a chair, or you pick up a lead pipe.
Yeah,
it's very
rip a lead pipe off the wall.
Yeah, it's very bare bones.
It's all about the lead pipe, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember one of the creepiest levels of, I think it was Condemned 2, was you're going through this department store, and the crazy people, some of the mannequins are actually just people dressed up as mannequins.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you'll turn around, you'll, just be going around, and you'll hear, movement, and you'll turn around, and then, a mannequin's not where it used to be, and you're like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Was that mannequin there? I can't remember. Was it not there? I don't know.
It's oh fuck. It's like those, whatchamacallits, except worse. In the ghosts in Super Mario.
What?
Well, you turn around and they stop.
Oh, vaguely.
Yeah.
Are you talking about N64?
N64, man.
I vaguely remember.
The boots. Mitch, are you not getting that?
Well, I didn't play through much of Super Mario 64. I got stuck. I'm not stuck. I don't know. It was just the game didn't really click for me, and I was just kind of oh, this isn't fun. This sucks.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
I would take out the cartridge and start playing Sarge's Heroes 2 or Legend of Zelda.
Fair enough. I mean, I never actually owned the game myself.
Star Fox is my shit.
But,
Star Fox was the shit.
You guys, like, I know, like, whether you guys really like horror or not, you should definitely check out the Marble Hornet YouTube page, though. Some of those videos have, like, over 1 million views. Marble Hornet.
And so marble, like the stone.
Yeah, Hornet,
okay.
like Green Hornet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to see, like, it's very cool to me that these, like, film students did this, you know what I mean? And they pull it off well, dude. Like, you're like, oh, that's unnerving, you know?
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I can check out something like that if it's not like a...
Oh, it's not that bad. It's at
good.
all, but...
I prefer scary movies over scary just other things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just don't like that he's 9 feet tall and like super lanky and he like bends down. Like
you didn't tell us he was 9 feet tall.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Say that actually.
Oh, you did say that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. I was too busy blocking out.
Google image Slender Man. You'll get a lot of weird. And it's amazing because it grew out of nothing, you know, and now it's like, I think it's something where like our kids are going to be talking about Slender Man, you know?
Oh, that's another place I heard about Slender Man. Well, Slender Man is another, like one of the types of like extraterrestrial. It's like the different types. There's the big head, and there's also the Slender Man.
Yeah.
Right, because they don't know what it is. Alien, supernatural, like no one knows.
Yeah. Something. I'm gonna look this motherfucker up right now.
I think there was maybe a Buffy episode with Slender. Maybe it wasn't Slender. It was like these guys that had no mouths. It was like a group of them, and they just like levitated everywhere. It's creepy.
Is this a Buffy episode?
Yeah.
Shit.
I used to watch Buffy.
Nah, man, Buffy was the shit.
Yeah.
Buffy was great.
Yeah. I remember it was a nice blend of action and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Yeah. That's literally what you could call that show.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah. So I assume we're off that now.
I suppose.
I guess. Yeah.
You guys want to dive into Dark Knight Rises? Finally, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But it's going to be in the description. Don't worry.
Yeah. We'll probably duck into this for like how long?
20 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever
20
we
minutes.
can do. I mean,
all right, yeah.
I'm sure we all have our opinions about it.
For sure. For sure.
After you, gentlemen.
Okay. I thought I was like it was a great movie, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, did you really just go for the Avengers ending there? I mean, you have to admit that those endings are fairly similar.
Elaborate.
Well, the hero needs to get the exploding nuclear device out of the city, and he sacrifices himself. But oh wait, he's okay.
I didn't even think about that.
You're completely right.
Wait, what if we let's try to tackle it maybe chronologically or from the beginning of the movie, and then we'll get back. I think it would be kind of a fun way to do it if we can.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Because I watched Batman Begins last night. And seeing that, it's interesting because it seems like, to me, the first and the third movie are much more directly related. And The Dark Knight just seems like almost a standalone kind of Batman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed at how much of a human Bruce Wayne story it was. You know, and it seemed like the first two movies was him struggling with Batman, and the last movie was Bruce Wayne is Batman. Like, there's no difference. You know? And
yeah. Okay.
I thought it was phenomenal. I mean, obviously, it's, I guess, right, we could all agree it's not as good as the second movie, probably.
True.
I really like... Okay, well, we'll get into my opinion of the film in a little bit, but, you know, it's... I don't know. I enjoyed it, but in regards to, like, whether it was better than the second one...
Hard to say.
Hard to say for me. But that's just me.
How did we feel about Bane?
Oh, I thought Bane was awesome. Though he did have kind of like a robot Deckard Caine voice, but that just made it awesome. Like, even more awesome.
Yeah,
so.
Alex Bull told me that, and I don't know. Well, the first thing I said was, "Who's Deckard Caine?" That was the first thing I said. And then he looked at me like I was the one who's abnormal. So.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Oh, I mean, coming from Alex Bull, it's pretty hard to get classified as abnormal. But,
right.
Deckard Caine, man.
This is true.
Yeah,
Still.
I looked it up after the fact, and I suppose I sort of agree. I mean, I thought what I was surprised about is how I thought the Bane voice would be deeper, and I liked that he did the oh, Batman. It was like a very I thought it was more menacing almost because he was kind of.
He sounded like he was having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I like the most about Bane, is that he sounded like he was just having a great time fucking the shit out of Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, it was, the whole, he destroys, Bruce Wayne economically and literally, it was just...
Yeah.
He wrecks him.
Yeah, I guess everybody knew his back was... I mean, I don't know if everybody knew that it was going to happen, but, when he lifted him up, that was an image straight from the comic books.
Yeah, actually, that was the first thing that I said to my dad, who watched the movie with me. It's like, that was a freeze frame from that comic book image. And he was like, you know what, you're completely right. And we thought about it, and the only other instance where we could come up with a movie that did that frame for frame, like a comic book superhero movie, was Spider-Man with the Peter Parker fight, the very first Spider-Man movie.
Oh yeah,
Peter Parker, Norman Osborn fight. That's
is that the bully in the beginning?
No. Norman Osborn is the original Green Goblin.
Oh, so you're talking about the last fight?
Yeah, very last fight. My dad was telling me how when he was watching it, he was literally seeing, the comic book that he read when he was, I don't know how old, but
wow,
like a kid. Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I think that was, honestly, for me, that was one of my favorite moments of the film, just because it looked so good,
Yeah. That must have been really emotionally satisfying for your dad to see that. In a way.
Yeah, it was. He enjoyed that movie as well.
I just thought didn't Bruce Wayne or Christian Bale even seem like, I think definitely compared to the first movie, he was even he had much less muscle mass.
Yes.
He was kind of a slimmer, more gaunt.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I guess he's 8 years older, so he plays almost 40? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's an old man.
And it was just, to me, the first Bane fight was I was almost, nervous. I was just like, man, you have no chance whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I really like that aspect where, in the first movie and the second movie, it didn't really seem like Batman had no chance. In The Dark Knight Rises, he had no chance. He had no chance.
You had that sense of dread just in the pit of your stomach as soon as Catwoman.
As soon as they start going at it,
she closed the gate. Oh, you're just oh no,
Yeah.
Catwoman, how could you? You bitch.
Anne Hathaway, why?
But her ass was so fine.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
That was. Keep up the good work, Anne. Sorry. That's neither here nor there.
No, it's here and there.
That is everywhere, actually.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
But
so in that scene it was just when he was smashing the mask. Remember that? It was just you just felt, and when Bruce Wayne was hitting Bane, it was almost like they muted the punches.
Yeah.
So it was he wasn't even doing anything. And there's that moment where the waters fall. I saw this movie twice, actually. I got to see it twice. The water's falling on him, and he does this kind of this carnal scream.
Oh yeah, he just loses it.
And I was wondering if that, to me, that almost seems like that might have been a kind of improv, spur of the moment thing for Christian Bale as an actor. I don't know. Maybe Mitch needs to weigh in here, but.
I mean, I don't know.
It could have been scripted, or it could have.
Yeah, either way, it was really powerful.
Yeah, it felt real. It felt I mean, almost more real than a lot of the fights that we've seen Christian Bale do.
Yeah.
It just felt like really gritty, I guess, powerful.
Who else is in there? Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I'm a fan of JGL in anything, so...
Yeah. I mean, I remember I saw him in The Lookout, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
he played this, like, kind of brain-damaged... It was kind of a weird movie.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I don't know, I guess... Didn't Christopher Nolan say he was not going to do anything with Robin? Like, that was his, like, proclamation?
I
have no clue, but you know what? He kind of got away with that because this is Nightwing. This is not Robin.
Is that a fact? Well,
I mean that would be the natural conclusion that I would reach because
that's what because the whole point of Nightwing was that he kind of takes up the mantle that Batman leaves behind once he can't be Batman anymore.
Yeah. Does Robin become Nightwing? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Robin and Nightwing are the same person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, the more mature...
Yeah, they did it in a great way, I think, because it was really just like this cop was his like assistant, It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to put on tights halfway.
He was the next thing above a paper pusher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it was great. And how did you guys feel about... The one thing that upset me was actually the last Bane confrontation.
What, the big-ass fight scene of epicness?
Well, I mean, I didn't think it was that epic. I think it should have gone on.
Were we watching the same movie?
I think it should have gone on for 2 more minutes, and I think the fact that Catwoman ends it kind of like I guess it was like they put in that little plot plant or whatever it's called where she's like deciding whether to save him, and I guess it makes sense, but it's like really like after all this, Catwoman is the one that's gonna beat Bane. And by the way, was Bane killed? Is he alive?
Well, he did take a giant Batman gun rockets to the chest.
I suppose he got hit by a missile in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hit by a missile.
But I mean, that could go either way. We don't know.
True. We don't know. We also don't know if there's anything else Batman ever.
That's true also.
I mean, honestly, they better not make another movie. I'm sorry, they better not. It's gonna kill it. I mean, unless it was like Nightwing and Christopher Nolan produced it, but he didn't direct it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I just don't you guys seem like it would almost hurt kind of the whole franchise if somehow like Warner Brothers just gave him enough money that he was like, okay, fine,
Yeah.
$80 million, I'll make another one.
I think, they need to wait at least. At the very least, they need to wait just like time and time and time.
Well, it's amazing that The Dark Knight came out 4 years ago, right? In 2008.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, you're right.
That's a long hiatus.
That is, okay. Well, then
We're waiting for quite some time.
I approve of their waiting that long for The Dark Knight. And in between Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises.
Right, because that was Inception. That came out in between, I believe.
That would be it, yeah.
And then did Prestige come out between Batman Begins and the second one?
I think The Prestige was actually before Batman Begins. I could be wrong. But I don't know. I didn't recall The Prestige being Syncope even, really.
Oh, is that his production company now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense. What does Syncope mean? I have no idea. Such a Nolan move.
Yeah, it's... Oh, God. I know what it means.
I can look this up really quickly.
Too late.
I have a little dictionary widget.
You got a widget? Go for it.
That I'm in love with.
Nice.
Dirty.
Oh, it's not a word. There you go.
Oh. Seems like it'd be a word.
Nolan, you bastard.
It's SYNCOPY, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a word.
Well, it's Syncope Films.
But and then, how do you feel about Talia Ghul?
Well, we knew she was coming. if you had checked any of the review things, you knew she was coming. Or like, like the whole like special features, inside look or whatever. She was one of the revealed villains, though I forgot that. So it took me to actually be in The Dark Knight and watching the movie to be like, oh crap, you're right, I should have seen that coming.
Well, it's cool that Christopher Nolan, didn't he change like all their names from the comic book so you didn't really know? You know what I'm saying? Like, even Robin, right, he made up that name. Did he not?
Yes, Robin's character was not a recognized, like, typical...
John Blake, or whatever.
I feel like... I don't know, I feel like Blake was the name of Robin.
Really?
I think so.
Somebody should look this up.
I mean, it sounded very familiar to me when they said Blake. I was like, oh, yup, this motherfucker.
Huh.
I know what he's about to turn into.
I mean, he looked like a Robin, but that wasn't the first place my mind went to.
This says Nolanverse Robin John Blake, so I don't know.
Well, how about what was I about to say?
Wiki.
No, what are they? They're the flying something. It's a troop.
No, that's Grayson, dude. That's Grayson.
Grayson?
Yeah. I think
Grayson is the very first one.
Yeah. Flying Graysons.
Yeah, but John, it's Dick Grayson. He's the very first Robin.
Okay, yeah, I think they just made up the name, because it seems like would be Christopher Nolan's take on Robin. Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, you guys. Before that movie, I'd never heard of a John Blake in Batman lore. I mean, like I wanted to say there's not. Yeah, I wanted to say this name sounded familiar, but honestly, right now, it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah, and the first time I saw the movie, I actually didn't hear the lady say Robin. So, I didn't know until I was outside of the movies. Then the person I was with told me, oh, no, she said Robin. I was like, oh, okay. That makes much more sense now. Okay. Don't you feel like Christopher Nolan has this thing where it's very easy to miss things?
Something about the audio on his films, Yeah. I don't know what it is about it. Yeah.
I think he's just...
Bane is hard to hear. Fucking, Batman is always impossible to hear. I'm sorry. The guy needs to...
Than Bane, I think.
Well, I mean, in The Dark Knight, he just kind of... I couldn't hear shit, man.
Yeah.
I think in the first one it was even less so, but in The Dark Knight it was they changed it a little bit.
Yeah. Obviously.
Just because I just saw Batman Begins and it seemed like it was like a diluted version of what you hear in Dark Knight Rises. Like it wasn't quite there, and then there's a moment where he kind of gets the deep, gruff voice.
Yeah.
And I think it's not until The Dark Knight that he's really adopts the.
Oh yeah, The Dark Knight where it gets ridiculous with
the. Where is it? Where's the trigger? Yeah. Yeah.
Where is it? Where's Rachel?
Oh, but that was great, right? When he finally turns the tell me where the trigger is. Now you have my permission to die. Like that.
Oh yeah.
He turns it back on. It's I was like, oh, that was good.
I just love the fact that it was there was that not unintentional cameo or whatever of Christian Bale's Joker interrogation scene where you can obviously tell Joker is having so much fun, but he can't hear shit.
Which scene?
Wait, what?
In the Dark Knight when Batman is interrogating Joker.
Yeah.
And his voice is so.
Oh, now it's another working title episode.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just repeat what you said. You cut out it for a second.
Oh, great. Oh,
you
man.
had great sound for the first 35 minutes.
Yeah, it's all over.
So, but the Joker interrogation scene.
Joker interrogation scene. Batman is very difficult to hear. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all in agreement on that?
Sure.
I can't even remember it, but tomorrow night I'm going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
Oh, dig this. Christopher Nolan box set. Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Inception, Memento, Insomnia, $30 Blu-rays. With artwork and all this bonus features. That's like
Seriously?
the best Blu-ray deal I've ever heard of. Yeah, it's
Where
on
is
Amazon.
this? Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Because aren't most Blu-rays like $30 new or 40?
They're about
Something
30.
disgusting like that.
Yeah.
On their own.
So I mean, I totally sprung for that, even though I don't care about Memento and Insomnia that much. Like, I like them, but I don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like a must-have this movie. Must do it.
Yeah, especially Insomnia.
I don't even know what Insomnia is.
Yeah, neither do I, actually.
That was like his first movie. Just check it out. Al Pacino and Robin Williams.
Ah.
Wait a minute. That sounds very familiar, actually.
Yeah, it's about he's trying to track down like a serial killer in I think it's Alaska, and it's Insomnia because they have the whole like it's never dark thing.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have like this cop who's like kind of struggling with like not being able to sleep, tracking down the killer at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But back to Dark Knight Rises. There's a couple of things. Maybe it was just me being nitpicky, but there were some things that bothered me. For instance,
go for it.
When Bane's talking about, this is the first fight between them when they're down in the sewers, and Batman,
Dark Batman.
Yeah. Oh, you use it as a cloak, but it is mine. I was
practicing the Bane voice nonstop.
Yeah, I was born in darkness. I mean, I guess it's kind of seemed like he was trying to imply, he was born at the prison, even though we find out later, yada yada yada. But I mean,
well, now see, here's the thing: the whole Bane origin story. I'm going to cut in here really quickly.
Did he grow up in jail and stuff?
No. Even it's more related to the movie than that. It's the Bane origin story was a 20-minute sequence in The Dark Knight Rises that they cut out right before it was released.
Ah.
Yeah. Look it up on IGN.
Okay.
Yeah.
IGN?
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, the whole I was born in darkness. You mean it seems, at least to me, it seemed like he was trying to imply that he was talking about the prison, and then they get to the prison and it's not that dark. It's totally bright. There's sunlight coming in like 24 hours a day.
That's true. That's not a very dark prison at all.
Darkness. It could be metaphorical darkness too.
I guess, but
like born amongst killers and this and thieves and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Just to be in sucking Nolan's dick again.
Well, I'm going to bring up this point. Roommates hated this movie, and I really don't know why. They have so many issues with it. Hated this movie. Brookie hates this movie, and I apparently it's because it's a really cool movie until you think about it for 20 minutes. And there are some plot holes, or just moments where, not plot holes per se, but moments where you're like, you wouldn't do that. That's just dumb. For example, actually, I sound like I'm echoing right now. Am I echoing right now?
No.
No? Okay, cool. I'm just crazy. Anyways,
Slender Man's just behind you.
Fuck.
Don't turn.
Damn it.
Don't turn
around.
I didn't turn around.
Good.
Hell no. You guys know me. I'm going to
way.
stare at this computer screen for the rest of my life if I have to.
Smart man.
Do the play dead move. Do the
Thank
play
you.
dead with ghost move that I do.
I can't do the play dead move when I'm podcasting.
Well, it's okay. You'll be fine. Just keep on going.
Sorry about that interjection. Continue.
Jacob?
Jake. Oh, I get it. Slenderman got him.
Playing dead. Well,
Yeah, I was just playing dead.
that was good.
You committed to that.
See? it wouldn't work for a podcast. Thank you.
Nope.
Tell us Brooks' problems.
So, Brookie issue number 1, or I guess one of many of Brooks' issues with this film, not in general, but is he sends every single cop in New York City to walk shoulder to shoulder down in the sewers.
Well, yeah, that was just that one guy being retarded.
Yeah, that was the first thing that I said, and then it was like, well, okay, nobody shoulder to shoulder.
You mean the idea? Wait, so what do you have the problem with? That it was every cop, or the formation?
It was
in which
every single cop in New York City went down to deal with the Bane issue, like every single one.
Yeah.
And you think that was a little ridiculous?
Oh yeah, I mean I agree with him on that one. You're not going to send every single cop.
Right. But weren't they implying that, or there was, at that point, there was enough evidence that there was an army down there? So, but you're right, every single cop.
I mean, but you would send like a scout first or something.
And they would also be like slightly more kind of spread out and not that close together in case there were, claymores or something along those lines. So that way it wouldn't take out 20 guys in one fell swoop. But that's okay.
I guess it seems ridiculous, I guess, in a practical sense, but like to me that's not ridiculous in like a comic book sense. I mean, and you need that to happen for the stakes to be so high, I think. Then
again, I will say that one of my favorite moment in that movie, and honestly, like maybe one of my favorite moments in cinema, is just that 20-minute sequence when Bane's plan goes off without a hitch. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's glorious. I can't even describe how fantastic I think that entire sequence is. With just everything going to shit. First he kills first he gets rid of the Batman. Then he drops him in a prison. And then he forces him to watch. And then he said, yeah, all the shit goes down, and every single element of the plan goes the way he wants it to. Mm-hmm. Right up to, the guy saying that, a prison, and the whole thing, who can disarm this bomb? Only me. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, doctor.
Whatever he says.
Yeah. And he snaps his neck. That's great.
Yeah, even the opening with Bane, I really liked, where he's what does he say to the doctor? Like,
why you would shoot a man in cold blood?
Oh, well, no, he says, calm yourself, doctor. Now is not the time for fear. That part comes later. Like, I really like that a lot.
That's tough.
That was the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, even before the Batman breaking his back, like, the Wall Street thing, right? When he invades that, I mean, that's kind of even the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, his plan's pretty much going off of the hitch from, like, the opening scene of the movie, right?
Yeah, okay, well, the whole thing, the one reason why I was super excited to have Bane as the villain of this series, or as the final villain of this series, is that Bane is, in essence, he's the opposite of Batman. He's just as strong, if not stronger. He's just as smart, if not smarter. He has the access to the same kind of crazy technology, but he's evil. Yeah. So he's the direct antithesis of Batman, and Christian Bale's Batman especially. The Joker was madness incarnate. He's chaos, but Bane is just pure calculating evil.
Purpose. Bane is purpose.
Well, not just purpose, but the opposite of Batman.
Yeah.
True darkness, just not shadow.
How is Bane in the comics? Is he smart, or is he like?
Yes. Bane is very intelligent. No, Bane is very, very intelligent.
Schumacher, brain dead. Oh, okay.
No.
Because that was my only introduction to Bane.
And he's smart.
Right.
Was the stupid Batman and Robin Bane? That Bane sucked.
Yeah, that was the only introduction to it.
Yeah. At least, and I feel like this is true. Of course, it's me, guys, so I could be wrong. But I really, I seem to remember that Bane was an incredibly intelligent supervillain.
Well, He might have been very intelligent, but I do know that he had like the super serums going on. Because I mean,
yeah, no, he had that. He's always had that problem.
He always had that too.
I don't think his brains weren't the like major component to him, right? Could you make the argument that Joker was smarter than Bane? Or maybe,
like I said, Joker was chaos. Bane was, pure calculating evil. They're both extremely intelligent, but in different manners. You can be a good person and not follow. There's good society, as in good, like following the laws, following or whatever, and then there's Batman good, which is being a vigilante, standing up for justice, and doing what is right. Just as the same as there are two levels of chaos. Joker is just pure. Compare him to the Egyptian god of Set, which is just pure evil, as opposed to like Hades, who rules the underworld, who isn't necessarily sadistic mass murderer, whatever that Set is, but he's still quote unquote an evil guy.
Yeah,
an evil king, if I may.
Yeah. I just checked the sweet Wikipedia page, and it does say that Bane has been one of Batman's powerful foes. So
hang on, rewind. You cut out.
Bane has been one of Batman's more physically and intellectually powerful foes. So he does have the brains that they incorporated in these.
Yes!
Good work, Jake.
Thank you.
You were right for once.
I guess a lot of people were concerned about Tom Hardy because he's not like a particularly tall guy.
But he looked massive compared to Christian Bale.
There was at least well, actually, I believe he was shorter than Batman, but he was more mass. You know what I mean? So like
he just looked
he was
bigger.
Kind of like he was a realistic. But I know there was definitely one scene where he was like standing on a building or a car because like the guys around him looked like dwarfs.
Yeah.
Is it the breaking open of the scene? The jail scene?
Oh no, actually, I think it's when he's reading Gordon's speech.
Yeah, no, that's right
and,
before
his goons are around him, and okay.
Yeah, that's the speech where he breaks open the jail.
He is standing on one of the tumblers at that point, so he's standing on a Batmobile, basically.
But there are people on the Batmobile with him. But if you look, they're standing on the lower parts of the tumbler.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. It wasn't like meant to be comically ridiculous like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to like pick up camera tricks but I mean, I think he totally I don't care about that stuff. Like the same way I feel about like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible movies. Like he can act the part, and the rest is movie magic. Like that's all you really need.
He put on a lot of muscle mass, and he looks really good as a beefy, scary villain man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a chiseled. It was just like, I fucking eat people's bones. Like a little bit of fat on there too. It was just big.
It was big. Mass.
He looked like a monster.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about like the humanizing of him at the end? Because like I was been kind of joking that it's like, in the beginning he's tough, and in the end he's just like, my face hurts. But what do you guys think about that?
I kind of liked it. It kind of gave more shape and like sort of reason to why he's doing everything, and like kind of it was I don't know exactly what I'm trying to say, but
for me, okay, it's as the whole way to end that sequence and have Ra's al Ghul's daughter come into the equation, that looking back on it now and really thinking about it, I don't think that is my, I'm not sure that was the way I would have told the story, but then again, it's not my story. And it's I'm not sure that I liked the way that he dumbed down Bane at the end, because it really didn't play to Bane's, it made him look like a fucking idiot at the end and a toy. which I guess in Chris Nolan's
being dragged
movie,
around by his cock.
yeah, I feel like at the end of the movie, I guess that was sort of the feeling that you got, or that I got. But again, it's Nolan's story, and that's the way he decided to tell it. And it wasn't that bad.
It seemed like the twist was kind of wrenched in there,
like the knife.
But
hey.
Yeah, there you go. But I did like though that when she stabs him, if you notice, it's Bruce Wayne talking. He's not doing the Batman voice.
Yeah, because he's like.
Maybe you didn't notice, but I really like that, and I guess it makes sense that they make Bane human in the end, because doesn't it seem like every Batman villain is a guy who was turned into the monster that he becomes? That's kind of always the way it works. Like Harvey Dent, Joker, Mr. Freeze, like all of them, I think.
I suppose, yeah.
Like they were all kind of good guys at once.
Well, except for the Joker. But
wasn't he good until he was like? Well, I actually don't know the mythology, but
if you're talking about
wasn't he like fucked up by his dad or something?
Oh no, we have absolutely no idea what Joker's origin story is. That's the whole point. Like he makes there's.
Yeah, do you want to know where I got these scars?
Well,
nobody fucking knows.
Yeah, because he even they make a point of having two different scenes where he's like, "You want to know how I got these scars?" And he tells two completely different stories.
Wait,
he does?
Does he only tell two stories? I thought he said it 7 times.
No, he just does it twice.
Oh, okay.
He does it once with Gamble, and then he does it the other time with Rachel.
At the party, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, well.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I like that, actually, that they made it ambiguous. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, because with Gamble, he talks about how his father cut his face open.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah. When he's talking with Rachel, he's just like, "Oh, I did this to myself. Oh, I just want to see her smile again."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They do have some great villains in these films. I gotta give it to them.
Yeah.
They do.
There's some great moments.
I feel like what Christopher Nolan, if you could epitomize what his success is, it's his restraint. He always doesn't really show you enough. You know what I mean? You always want more, or a longer action scene. You know what I mean?
At the end of the movie, I guess.
Or in all of it, it just seems like even in The Dark Knight, I don't think there's that much Joker confrontation. It's a couple minutes here and there. It's but most of it is building up to those moments.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of short, and I think it's
so
smart, right?
It's
leaves you wanting more.
It's the climax is all the way there, but it's it gets cut off quickly. You don't completely finish.
What it seems like. And he also doesn't like explaining things, because I feel like he's a smart enough director that he realizes the more you explain and the more exposition, the dumber
the movie
becomes. Seems. Yeah, in all movies, it's kind of better to just leave it and
There were, I guess, going back to nitpicking, just because I can, and we've been putting this movie up on a pedestal so much, it needs a little nitpick here and there.
Yeah, I got some too after you.
I thought there was just a little bit too much, there was a little bit too much of the humanizing drama stuff that they threw in. It was nice. It was a good touch to have, but then they were thrown in it seemed like a lot of the stuff with Alfred was just oh, it's Master Wayne. I want a better life. It's they had.
He's crying the whole movie.
It seemed like it kind of came out of nowhere, really. It was oh, we're having a normal scene, and now we need a drama scene, so let's turn to Alfred. Alfred, we need some drama.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I thought Alfred was played very well.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Alfred was fantastic, but...
Yeah. Who is that actor? I love him.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, thank you.
Shit.
Michael Caine is a fantastic actor.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Wow, he's a great actor.
Can Can I do a really quick Michael Caine anecdote? This is kind of for Mitch. I listened to a portion of his audiobook called The Elephant in the Room. This guy's led a really interesting life, but this is my acting advice to you from Michael Caine, and I think it's one of the wisest things I've ever heard. And I guess like when he was doing theater, someone like he was bawling his eyes out or whatever, and then whoever the director is, he told him, this is what he said: men don't cry, men try not to
cry. Not to cry? Yeah, I know.
Think about it. I think that was like, wow, that is profound.
No, yeah, I figured that out a while ago too. It's not so much. Not like I'm trying to get up on a high horse or anything.
No, I know.
Like, I get it.
But Mitch, you are a fantastic actor.
Well, thank you. It's the drama. Like I personally, I can't bring tears to myself. I haven't kind of learned that skill yet, quote unquote.
Right.
And I don't know. Maybe I never will. But I think it's a learnable skill. But anyway,
I would agree.
The emotion, you really see the emotion in someone, not like because tears are streaming down their face. It's when they're like fighting the urge to cry, because no one ever really wants to or likes to cry. It's not an enjoyable.
Especially if you're talking about a man.
I would say that the only time that you would want somebody to look like they're trying to cry is when they're acting in the scene. As in literal acting.
Yeah.
They're trying to get something from someone else and they're using their tears. That is the only time you would ever tell somebody, cry, right now. In any sort of scenario. It would be, don't cry. Try not to cry. You know, it's you don't want him to see you like this, but you can't help it right now. That sort of thing. It's just a little bit too.
2020, but to me, when I heard that, I never thought about it that way. So it left a big. I never forgot it. Hearing that a year ago or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked it, and I was like, wow, that's exactly right. Because men are battling with masculinity all the time, and men don't want to cry, and to me, it was just a little stroke of genius.
When you're really going at it, no matter who you are, you don't want someone to see that you're crying.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know, you sort of do everything in your power.
Yeah.
Even if you're a girl, you do everything within your power to not show that to someone else. Because it's extremely painful to cry, but it's even more painful to have somebody watch you while you're bawling.
Yeah. To see you in such a vulnerable state.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, but Mitch nitpicked. Here's my I guess how I would have done it. I think I really don't like that Bruce Wayne survived. I think it would have been much more powerful if he sacrificed himself. And I feel like his Catwoman, I feel like that romance was totally wrenched in there, to use that expression twice. I didn't really get it. I didn't get where it came from. And then you're telling me that they were vacationing in the end. I don't know. What are they, getting married? What's going on there? Like, it seemed kind of out of left field. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Well, regarding that little ending, I mean, yes, it definitely would have been more powerful if he had died. Also,
I liked it.
Also,
it was a
I
comic
find
book ending.
Yeah, I find it a little. It's very comic booky. That, I mean, of course, Bruce Wayne would remember that Jim Gordon had put a jacket on his shoulders and whatnot, but the fact that Jim Gordon could immediately remember that one time he put the jacket on Bruce Wayne after his parents
hang on.
died.
It's the end of it's Bruce Wayne. One, we're talking about internationally renowned Bruce Wayne.
It's a very memorable moment.
And two, it's that it's the moment that the Wayne family died.
This is true, I suppose.
And I think if you ever did that action, the first moment, if you did that action multiple times, I feel like the first moment that would pop into your head would be the one time I comforted Bruce Wayne.
That's fair enough, I suppose.
Didn't you guys feel like, first of all, the way he said Bruce Wayne was kind of weird to me? It was a little weird. And then it didn't seem like at that point in the movie Like, really? You didn't know he was Bruce Wayne? It seemed like everyone else knew he was Bruce Wayne, you know what I mean? Like, all of Gotham kind of knew this guy was Bruce Wayne, but you didn't know yet. Like, aren't you a detective? Like, detective?
Well, no, well, yeah. I see where you're coming from there. But,
I mean, a lot of people knew, right?
yeah, well, I wouldn't say a lot of people. I mean, there was, like...
Robin, Bane, Talia, all the guys in the prison.
Well, they didn't know that he was Batman. They just knew that he was...
Oh, right, they knew he was Bruce Wayne. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Something that Bane had fucked up.
But Bane and Talia were both in the League of Shadows, so they would know. Plus, Ra's al Ghul, talking to him through the dead and whatnot, and being weird and shit. I don't know.
Well, let's take a second here. Nightwing, or I guess John Blake, knew he was Batman.
Yes.
That one was the first thing that was kind of hard for me to swallow.
It was just like, oh, of
totally
course.
Figured it out.
Yeah, but it was, he's Oh, sure, he's Batman.
Because he has
that.
that.
Within the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, you were so confident enough that you knew he was Batman that you're going to say this to... Who does he say it to? Alfred?
Or
does he say it to
Alfred or
Fox?
Bruce Wayne himself?
Well, the only thing he says to Alfred in relation to that is when he's talking to Alfred at the door, and he's like, "Oh, with the if I got a search warrant for investigating the death of Harvey Dent, blah blah blah." And
I mean,
oh, okay,
yeah,
that clearly is implying that he's like, because everyone knows Batman killed him. So
how do they explain that he knew that Bruce Wayne was Batman?
It was that weird thing where he's talking about, like, oh, you came into the orphanage one time, and
I saw your eyes.
Yeah, your eyes. You had the look of just having seen. I don't know. It was confusing. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was a little out there.
Yeah, I didn't really buy it myself, or that much. It was kind of like, you're pushing it, guys.
Is the issue of there being these plot holes kind of stemming from the fact that I've heard that some people think that they should have pulled like a Deathly Hallows and split this movie into two parts that came out like 6 months apart or something like that? Do you guys think that would have been a better
I'm so sick of that, honestly. No.
I don't think
Quit splitting movies up.
Who else has done that?
The Hobbit is now a trilogy. Like, come on.
What?
Keep your story
Hobbit's
straight.
A trilogy?
The Hobbit is now a trilogy.
What the
Get shit straight.
Keep
your facts straight.
I hope no one sees that
Come
movie.
on. Motherfucker.
I hope nobody sees The Hobbit.
God damn.
You're asking...
That's getting a little...
movie?
Yeah, pissed than a motherfucker, okay? That's one book. Y'all gonna make three motherfucking movies out of this one book. And you said you were gonna make two.
Right.
Hell no.
I haven't read The Hobbit, but doesn't it seem like it's The Lord of the Rings minus all the characters you really care about?
I read The Hobbit.
Gandalf?
I like The Hobbit. Bilbo is fun.
Is it really entertaining?
Bilbo is not nearly as much of a pussy as Frodo is.
Well, okay, but in Frodo's defense, he's not that much of a pussy in the books either. It's
True.
Just the movie made him into a total asshole.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right. But no, The Hobbit, I really enjoyed The Hobbit.
Yeah, The Hobbit was cool.
Oh my God,
Smog and all that.
But yeah, a trilogy. I mean, I was like 8, and I was able to finish that book within a week. You were not going to make me wait 3 years to watch this stupid movie.
Doesn't it seem like that movie's going to be like maybe just because... I'm sorry, but even the Lord of the Rings movies, like, they were considerably boring, I would say. Like, at least half of them were boring.
You take that back?
It's a lot of you looking at... No, I won't. It's
okay.
Of you looking
I'm not
at
actually the biggest
shit
fan of them.
and, like, tiny... Okay. And, like, tiny people dancing around and being happy. But it's, like, a lot of boring components.
Senior, you just love the Bourne movies, okay? They're very different.
What?
It's appealing to a different audience, man. Not everybody can be Quentin Tarantino mass murderers.
No, sure. But I'm just saying, to me, you look at The Hobbit, and if I were to go see that movie, I would expect it to be very boring for at least the first hour.
Look, some people like Pride and Prejudice.
Split it into 3? Now you're telling me you're going to split it into 3? It's like, you know what? If you're going to split it into 3 parts, each ticket should be sold at 33% of the price. How's that? Because it's really one movie. Don't fuck with us. It's one movie. You're just trying to make your money 3 times over, you dick.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm not. You know.
I can't. Like, in my mind, I don't see 3 natural like splitting points. I don't like it. I mean, I can see how they could maybe. I can see how they could split it into 2, just because they want to like.
They would have to make the. Hang on, Mitch. I feel like they would have to make the entire forest sequence just one movie. When they're in that.
So awful, though.
I know. I hate the forest sequence. That was like my least favorite part of the book.
I think the Hobbit's going to fail hard. That's my
They
opinion.
better make. Okay, if they don't have Bjorn as a character,
shit's going down.
I was about to make a terrible joke, and then I decided against it. So
go for it.
Nope.
That's something I never do.
Yeah, well, that's what you're.
You just made one.
What do you mean?
Oh. Well, we could argue that you just made one that was worse, Jake.
No, I just pointed it out, man.
Well, anyway, this doesn't matter. It's the moment is past. We're not talking about it anymore. But Bjorn, fucking awesome character.
So wait, weren't we only going to take like 20 minutes on The Dark Knight?
Well, it doesn't matter because we're talking about fucking.
I mean, we had a lot of shit to talk about. I don't think there's.
We did have a lot of shit to talk. I don't know. No, it was just I was just observing.
Isn't it nice to have a lot of substance for a change?
No, I know. I didn't think that we were going to be able to go on that long about that movie, but apparently, we did.
Hey man, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, I have even more shit to talk about.
Oh, damn!
I started watching the show Hell on Wheels. Have you heard about that show?
It's the AMC.
It's another
train.
AMC pretty great movie or show.
Well, let's be honest. It is like a movie at this point.
It's the Transcontinental Railroad, so it takes place in 1865.
Yeah, yep.
And the lead, which I think was a really smart choice, is actually not a Union soldier, but a Confederate soldier. And he winds up kind of befriending a slave because he's like a compassionate Confederate soldier. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. He's really a good guy.
He's just, he wants his rights, man.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's like, if you think about it, if you're born into the South, like, what are you going to do? You're going to do what everyone else was doing.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
So it's a really cool show. They have the whole clash with Native Americans, and it's well done. And first of all, you guys should look up just the intro, like the opening credits. Maybe the coolest opening credits I've ever seen for a TV show.
Have you seen the Game of Thrones opening sequences?
Oh yeah, it's 2 minutes too long, and I skip through it every time. How's that?
Oh, well, the first time I watched it, I thought it was really
Haters gonna hate.
The first time.
How it is.
You gotta admit, it's like do, and I'm like, you're really gonna do this for 4.5 minutes?
Man,
bro, I like that song, man.
Yeah, I like that song too. You just need to get your kicks like right off the bat, don't you?
Like loots. Well, no, I love Game of Thrones, but I skip through the credits in the opening because it's too much for me. But I guess we all have our preferences. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our. Some people like to get their cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
but
some people enjoy taking their time. Really appreciate things.
It's on Netflix, so the first season. I think it's only aired the first season.
I believe so, yeah.
But I'm probably about halfway through, and it's I recommend it. It's interesting, especially when you can actually watch the following episode as opposed to waiting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's always nice.
Because some of them are a little. In the beginning, it's a little bit like, oh, really, you're gonna end it here? Like, come on, like.
Yeah.
Similarly to how I felt about the first season of Game of Thrones, where in the first half of the first season, it seemed like they saved the plot development for the last 30 seconds, and then they would cut to the credits. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like get back to the Night Walkers or whatever, the white or what are they called?
White Walkers.
White Walkers. It's like because they insinuate so much in the beginning, and then it's just kind of whispers and shadows.
Mm-hmm. Well, when I was reading the book, I had forgotten all about the fact that there was a supernatural element in the beginning of the book until I remembered that until I read the ending and there were dragons.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, right. That's not out of nowhere because there were... Yeah, this is fantasy. Right. I forgot that part. Because the first one was completely medieval politics, which I thought was fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Can't wait for season 3. Right?
You're going to love it, Senior.
Oh,
You're going to love
it.
Absolutely.
It is the greatest book out of all of them.
I wish I had time to read books. I know people say, like, you do have time, but I really feel like...
How much Netflix do you watch?
Not a lot. Well, right now, I'm super busy. So, I honestly, if I can watch 2 hours of TV a day, I'm lucky.
You can read 2 hours a day.
I'm not doing that shit.
Well, exactly. What do you do, like, when you're in bed? Do you, like, watch something on your laptop? Or
Oh, that's dirty. That is dirty.
I sleep when I'm in bed.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I'm just very busy, like, right now. Like, my schedule is, like, I wake up...
Oh, yeah, no, you probably keep yourself very busy in bed, don't you, Senior?
Oh, my God. I want to keep going there. Oh, by the way, I have a little update. I'm on a smoking break.
Oh, shit.
That's why I'm so, like, energetic right now, and I think I'm going to do this for future podcasts just because, I don't know, like, I should. But it's because I'm really struggling with my symbolic logic class, and my final's next Thursday. And
good luck.
Issue is, it's one of those things where it's every single day is another lesson.
Oh,
and
shit.
The following day, you have half a class or less to discuss the homework, and it's like, so you got it, new lesson. So it's very, very superficial, my understanding of what's going on. But so I got to buckle down and study. But I've been smoking, consistently for a while, and I'm actually experiencing minor withdrawal symptoms. And I looked it up on the internet, and there is actually minor withdrawal symptoms associated to weed. So all you stoners out there that are advocating, like, there's nothing, no, dude, there's nothing, no, dude, no. Yes, there is a little bit, and they say depression, like decreased appetite, fatigue, insomnia. The only experience I've had is the insomnia, and I lay down to go to sleep midnight last night. I didn't fall asleep until 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, you fucking pansy. I have actual insomnia. I've stayed awake until 9 in the morning.
Jesus.
36 hours just because
Jake,
I couldn't fall asleep.
Smoke some weed, brother.
No, I can't because I'm allergic. And by the way, withdrawals are a bitch.
Well, it's not that. I mean, I read that it peaks in. This is my 4th day without it, so they say it peaks on the 3rd day. So I'm hoping that I'll have an easier time. And I also worked out really hard today, so I'm hoping I'll have an easier time to go to sleep. And they say by 7 days it's gone completely. But it was just interesting to me that, first of all, what weed does is it disrupts your REM sleep. So I was sleeping and not dreaming at all. Like, I was not dreaming. And I guess that's not good for you. I mean, I feel rejuvenated. Like, I would sleep. Maybe that's the problem is I would sleep like 9 hours. Like, it was too much. Like, 9 hours is like too long. 9, almost like sometimes 10 hours depending on what happened. But now, like, when I stopped the first day, like, the first night, I can't remember all of them, but I had like 30 dreams. Like, I had so many dreams. One of which I was being chased by Robert De Niro. It was like a car chase.
What the fuck?
In the context of a movie, it was weird. And it wound up in like a parking garage, and I was like in an SUV. Before I got in the parking garage, I had to like drive through scaffolding, like the poles, like the support beams. So I had to like get the car in between and then get in the garage. And then I was being chased by De Niro, and I think right before I woke up, I was about to like T-bone him. You know what I mean? Like, I got the jump on him, and I was about to ram his car. And then I woke up. So I'm dealing with crazy dreams right now.
Shit.
And it's just interesting. I don't like that happens. I don't like that it disrupts REM sleep. But the thing is that I really feel like weed is very beneficial if used correctly. I think it's a super introspective experience. So I would love to find a way to kind of create a balance of like, maybe just on the weekend or, something like that, like moderate. Because I don't want to abandon it completely.
Social smoking?
Well, just weekend, I would say, not even social, because that just depends. I would say social probably too. Because the problem is, like, a lot of the guys I hang out with here, actually like 99% of them smoke. So it's going to be kind of weird for me to just like sit there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
speaking from experience from my middle school years, you just kind of have to do. You know, you don't think about it.
You had people smoking in middle school. Your friends?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
It was 8th grade, and all my friends were getting into this weird stuff called pot. And I'm just playing. I knew it was. I knew it was up. All these people were like, it was just something they did, and it was something I didn't do.
Yeah, the way I feel, like I advocate at least 16 years old, because I've heard that there's some like developmental issues that can happen, especially if you become like a stoner at 13. You know what I mean? Where you're like smoking all day. I heard there's some like problems with development. So I would say, man, 16 and up. I mean, the longer you wait, the probably better off you'll be.
Absolutely.
I'd say that if you can get away with not needing it, or like like if you don't feel the need to try it,
well, see,
don't
here's the
try
problem though. I mean, Jake, you've never done like mushrooms or anything like that, right?
No, I've never done shrooms.
So to me, nobody can make an argument about something that they've never experienced firsthand. You know what I mean?
True.
And like you say, like if you don't, but that's because you haven't found a way to enjoy it. And I actually, privately, whenever we're talking, I'd like to ask you more about your allergy stuff, because I don't know, I feel like I maybe have heard of that before, but I also feel like there's a very good chance that you're like
senior.
Okay. Yeah,
every single person that I mentioned that to has had this debate with me. Every single person.
Have you only tried once?
No, I tried it multiple times.
Really?
Okay. And every single time, I had an allergic reaction.
What were your symptoms?
Even the edibles. Okay.
What were your symptoms?
That's always the next question, and then it's what were your symptoms? Symptoms is I had a swelled throat, could not breathe, quote unquote, tripped really hard, threw up twice, did not feel normal for 12 hours.
Okay, well,
next time.
I'm going to say that I accept what you said and I believe what you said, but I also think that it's possible that there are certain people where you have like you drinking or you have a certain type of drug that you like, but there are some people that do not like being out of control, and I think that's what weed does to you. Like you feel kind of like you're given up to it, and then I think what can possibly happen is not that feeling of not being in control manifests itself into paranoia, which then manifests itself into allergies. But
senior, have you ever had an allergic reaction?
Maybe once in my life. I'm really not allergic to anything at all.
Okay, so. I'm also allergic. I was allergic to everything up until the age of 4. I grew up on white rice and turkey.
It makes sense.
So I know what an allergic reaction feels like. That was an allergic reaction.
But I'm saying there's also like psychosomatic aspects to it as
well.
But I believe,
and I am psychotic, but that has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I accept that those sound like real symptoms, but I would imagine there's probably people out there who have thought the same thing, but in reality it was just paranoia, you know what I mean?
White rice and turkey, really?
Yeah, man. Easily digestible?
Unprocessed turkey.
Wow.
I was a lame ass kid. I had my first bite of pizza.
Did you have polio too? Were you Forrest Gump?
I had rice milk. Okay.
Oh man.
If I was classified as failure to thrive.
So what happened? Like you kind of grew out of it?
I grew out of it. By the time I hit like 5, I was able to eat most things.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It used to be, we got it all the way down to peanuts and nuts, and then at a point there was nothing. But just recently, I became allergic to peanuts again.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so, but not, it's only
nobody eats peanuts anyways.
Direct ingestion. So like, the whole peanut oil thing, I could still have peanut oil. If I couldn't have Chinese food, I'd probably jump off a bridge.
Oh, yeah.
I
think about that. So peanut oil's okay, but peanuts are not okay.
Yeah, it's like the direct peanut. And it also depends on the amount of peanuts, Like, I can't have uncooked chicken because there's literal peanuts in it.
Right.
Because I even took one of those tests at one point where they put, like, all the needles in your back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All the different and they did, like, 40, and I got none. And I actually thought I had, like, an allergy, but it was...
No, they got quite a few on me.
Yeah.
It did not feel good for, like, 3 days. Everywhere it itched.
Are you talking about weed now? You're talking about
No, on the allergy needles.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Back. back prick test.
Actually, they do it on my arm. They did it on my arm.
Okay.
Oh.
So, and they were like, "Don't scratch." I'm like, "How? You put it somewhere where I can scratch?"
It's like, you motherfuckers.
And it itches like a bitch. And you expect me not to scratch this thing?
Right.
It's just not a
like,
fun experience.
stop breathing, Jake. Don't breathe.
It's not easy.
I'm sure it isn't.
Especially because you got me like right in the middle of taking a breath out.
Anyway, while Jake's holding his breath, some early reviews came in for the Bourne Legacy, and it's not looking so great.
Really?
Yeah, it's
That's too
sad.
bad. I like
I'm not-
Renner.
Even though it's Tony Gilroy.
I just wasn't hyped off of that preview really at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
It just didn't really seem to be doing it for me.
It wasn't Matt Damon.
It wasn't even that. It was just kind of, I don't know.
It was a little too...
It seemed, okay, I guess I can't say that either. I was going to say, the fact that it was coming from books to begin with, that was good, but now they're just kind of adding on to the it's weird.
Right. It's a totally original, like they just borrowed the title.
Yeah.
I read that on Legacy, so...
But apparently they kind of also they've been changing things all the way throughout the series. Like Marie doesn't actually die in the books; she's actually quite a big part.
Well,
but they made the character Nikki kind of take over Marie's role. So,
well, to me, I actually think the movies are superior to the books, based on my introduction and only the Bourne Legacy, where I think the way Robert Ludlum set up. Correct me if I'm wrong. Jason Bourne is actually like a dual personality schizophrenic.
Yeah.
I think that's stupid. Like, I think that's idiotic. And I think who was the, Doug Liman directed the first one. And I think he grounded the hell out of that story. Like, he made it so realistic. That's what I loved about it.
Yeah. And it was awesome.
And I think what you were saying about the Bourne Legacies, it almost looks like kind of too superhero, right?
Yeah.
But in some of these early reviews, the main complaint was that you get none of that in the movie. Like, they literally said there's one action set piece, and the movie's too long, the plot's too complicated, and there's not enough action in it. Which I'm like, wow, I'm surprised, because you took this whole route of, he's Treadstone without the consistencies, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But, superhuman, jumping, climbing trees like fucking Wolverine, sniping a private plane, an airliner, jet plane. But I guess there's none of that, so that's weird to me.
That is.
Well, go ahead, Mitch.
No, I'm just saying that's surprising. I mean, when you look at the trailers, I mean, I guess that's the only thing they can do at this point.
It's probably one of those things where they showed you every bit of action in that whole movie.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Supposedly, I just got a text during the podcast that Total Recall was a complete disaster.
Yeah, not very good reviews either.
That's sad.
I wonder what the opening was, because they were speculating it could open as much as the original did in 1990, which is atrocious if you take into account inflation and whatnot, and budgets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me put up my wonderful Box Office Mojo page, which I recommend to everyone. Box Office Mojo is the best. Yeah. What was the opening?
We're not going to get them to sponsor us.
The production, whatever. I love Box Office Mojo. Fuck you, Jake. I'm just saying I like them. I'm not trying to whore myself out. Production budget, $125 million.
Say that now.
Domestic total as of August 7th, $31 million. I guess that's not good. I usually break it down.
That's also
in the first week it only got $25 million. That's like a fail, isn't it?
That is sad.
I mean, for a movie like that, that's considered a fail, is it not?
Oh yeah, that's a huge failure.
I mean, it looked cool.
I mean, it looked
looked like competent action, right? Like, at least, like if you shut your brain off, you might enjoy it.
I guess.
The effects look good.
Hey man, I mean, if it's not food, stoners are not going to shell out 25 mil. Just saying.
Yeah. If it's not what?
Food.
Okay.
Well, but yeah, I don't know. I guess, well, mostly the reason I wasn't really hyped off of the remake is because I didn't really like the first one.
Original, yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, that was a great movie. Oh, they're making a new one of it. That's gonna be even better. It was like, oh,
usually
that movie
people don't
was,
say that, though.
Well,
Remakes.
most people don't say that, but like, usually when there's a remake or a reboot, people are like, ooh, okay, well, I guess I can see that again. It's usually, especially if like the old one was good or whatever, then it's like, oh.
Oh, King Kong.
Yeah, King Kong.
I was not excited to see the next King Kong.
You weren't?
Good,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I wasn't like, oh yeah, let's remake King Kong. I was like, no.
He was a good
King
one.
Kong was already made. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Peter Jackson's a fantastic director, but I didn't know that. I was like 10 at the time.
I was biased as soon as I heard that Andy Serkis was playing Kong. I was like, oh yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna be good.
All right.
I mean,
but yeah, with the Total Recall, it just, to me, I saw that and I thought they just borrowed the title. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even really thinking about the Schwarzenegger movie, which I barely remember. I think there was this scene on Mars or something like that. Like that's all.
that's like
all
the
I
whole
remember from the
plot,
movie.
man.
It is?
Yeah, the whole plot is that he has to get to Mars. That's like, and then he.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't.
Old movie, and I was probably 5 or 8 or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Except I don't know. I think mostly what it is there's plot elements that are the same, and then the I don't think Mars plays any like role in this new Total Recall. I think it's mostly like a name borrow.
I do love Jessica Biel though, but it's not enough to make me go see a movie.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, she also was in like.
She was in that plane movie that I really liked. Well, I mean, I liked. There's a scene where she's like in a bikini. That's what I liked.
There you go.
What was the movie called? It was Jamie Foxx, some other dude, and Jessica Biel.
Oh shit!
Like it was one word, and it was about a plane that goes rogue when they do autopilot.
Oh,
or whatever.
Oh right, Stealth.
Stealth, yeah.
Well done, Mitch.
Yep.
Who's the other guy? He's blonde. He's either Paul Walker or the guy that
Not
looks
Paul
kind
Walker. He's the guy that looks like Thomas Jane, but he's a much worse actor. Does that help you at all?
No, but I think it's the guy that's in he's in Poseidon, I think, the new one, right? He's the guy that like tries to
that movie sank.
There was a Poseidon movie?
Nice.
There was no, like seriously, there was a Poseidon movie?
Yeah.
There were 2
Twice.
Poseidon. Yeah.
I missed that.
Oh dude, no, Poseidon it's Poseidon the
No, it's Poseidon.
it's about a ship.
Yeah. It's
like diversity.
Okay.
An old
Yeah, I do
wooden
remember
ship.
that movie. I do remember that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue waves and all that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, rogue waves are a scary fucking concept.
Yes.
I don't know how that
Refresh my
shit
memory.
works.
It's a rogue wave.
So you're out at sea, you're just doing your thing. You're on your boat. You look over to your right, and you notice that there's 100 feet of water just randomly coming towards you. No warning, no nothing. It's not like a tsunami.
So
or
it's
anything.
like a okay. I was gonna say it's like a tsunami.
It's like a tsunami, except a tsunami occurs because the water is affected, and it's like the water is all it's raised up, but it's like raised coming into shore. A rogue wave is just
earthquakes cause tsunamis.
What?
Don't earthquakes cause tsunamis?
Yes, earthquakes.
There are many causes of tsunamis, but typically an earthquake is
more commonly. Yeah, it's a earthquake that then the vibration sends the water, and
meteor.
When it mounts the shoreline, it just stays the same height, even though the shore is inclined, so the water's that.
Mm-hmm.
But a rogue wave is just you're out at sea, and it's just massively huge, and there's really no warning or explanation. It's just there, and you've got this shit ton of water coming at you, and you don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah. Wow. So people don't know what causes them, actually, or?
I'm not entirely sure whether people know that much about them.
Honestly, it just seems like to me, like the ocean is just like telling you, like, back the fuck off, right? Isn't that what the ocean is pretty much saying? Like,
No, the bloop. The bloop is the ocean telling.
What, the bloop?
Have you? Okay, so I'm going to bring that into the conversation right now. This is another one of those supernatural things or odd phenomena. Mitch, have you ever heard of the bloop?
The bloop?
The bloop?
Remind me.
Okay, it's basically, I don't remember what government research facility or it was, but it was like a marine research was just doing recording sonic. What is it? They were recording sounds in the ocean, just like listening for whales and stuff. And it picked up this signal that went on for, I don't know, I think it was like 2 minutes or so, and it's just like this very, very low, deep, like heavy, bassy, tony bloop. Like,
I'm sorry, this is like a sonar thing, or?
Yeah, this is a sound. This is a sound that was in the ocean, and basically,
people don't know where the fuck it comes from.
People don't know where the fuck it comes from. They've concluded that an animal had to make that noise.
Of course, an animal had to make that noise.
But there's no animal in known existence that is big enough to produce that kind of noise.
Dude, there's a fucking megalodon down there somewhere. I promise you that shit. Or mega shark, whatever it's called.
Megalodon's the more...
The 80-foot shark, the 100-foot shark.
Yeah, Megalodon's the more...
Mega shark is kind of a sci-fi invention.
I've never
By
heard
that
of
I mean
sharks,
SYFY.
Oh, right.
The channel.
Yeah. But Megalodon is the...
sharks make sounds.
I imagine they do.
Dude,
not like they emit sounds, but
Right.
Nasty ass digestive sounds.
They might have like a slight sort of sonar thing to them. I don't know why I think that, but that sounds.
I mean, I know they pick up like electromagnetic activity and all that crazy shit.
That's right.
But anyways, yeah, the end result of the bloop as of right now, I believe it was in 2004, so it was recent. But nobody has any idea what the hell made this massive sound.
So they just heard it, and do you know about like how long it lasted or something?
It was it's about 2 minutes. You can look it up online.
Wow.
The bloop.
So does it sound animal to you, or does it sound like it could be machine?
Oh no, it sounds animal.
Okay.
And I mean, research, like government research, has concluded that the only thing that could make this was a giant. It's an animal sound. And multiple, people outside of the government have said this is only an animal could make this kind of sound. We have no clue what animal, and we have no clue how big this motherfucker is, but only an animal could make that sound.
Said it before, I'll say it again. Why are we exploring space? We haven't even explored all the ocean. I mean, come on.
Well, because,
right here.
Like if the world is destroyed, that includes the ocean. Mars doesn't get knocked off the universe if Earth does.
Yeah, but I don't think. Oh, so you're saying that the whole space exploration is like escape route for us?
We need to colonize.
Whatever.
Okay.
You know what? In 200 years, maybe we'll have like a colony on the moon or something. But
we must colonize. The others are coming.
It's just to me like before we kill everything that's in the ocean, let's figure out what's in the ocean. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
There's probably a fucking like unicorn animal down there that we just like the most beautiful, magical thing ever, living way down there in the depths.
Of course, James Cameron is going to discover it.
You know what? I'm glad someone's doing it. Someone's going down there.
Quick rewind. Just did a little bit of reading on rogue waves, and Rogue waves seem not to have a single distinct cause, but occur where physical factors such as high winds and strong currents cause waves to merge to create a single exceptionally large wave. So we don't know exactly what causes them other than just it needs to be the perfect thing. It's like how if you send two pulses into like a pool, they can either kind of null each other out or they add on to each other to make itself twice as big. So that kind of thing's happening, I guess.
Oh, did the bloop sound like this by chance?
On that note, I believe that we've gone, quite a bit of time.
Yeah. I just realized
we've
I hadn't
reached
used
the soundboard.
Yeah. And then you forced it, and then it just killed everything.
I don't think it killed everything. I think Jay killed everything, but that's just me.
Well,
weren't we trying to adhere to some sort of law?
Are you talking about time-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could stop. I mean, I love this episode.
This is a great episode.
We had a lot to talk about. I'm glad we did it, and yeah, we can wrap it up now. Is that what we're feeling like?
Yeah.
Because
it's a good amount of time.
Yeah, same. I do like this episode. I do love this podcast.
I mean, I gotta go piss anyway. So
there you go. And we can't just take a bathroom break. So,
yeah.
Anyways, awesome.
Well, folks, this was another episode of Working Title. Our website is workingtitlepodcast.com. Go over there, check us out for everything Working Title. We're on Stitcher Radio, which is a mobile app for your phone, iPhone, Android, iPad. It's totally free. You can listen to other podcasts and our podcast and NPR and whatnot. I think there's other news programs on there too. You download it for your phone, and then as you're signing up, the first thing that you literally click on it to open it up for the first time. You have to register. Before you register, if you could be so kind, click on the How Did You Hear About Us banner, which is orange. Click on it. It's bright orange, just for you guys. And it opens up a text box. In that text box, enter in the one-word promo code, Working Title, the name of our show. If you do that, you get a chance to win $100, and we get $1, and you're helping out the show without actually spending any of your own money, so that's pretty fucking awesome. And you get cool software, too. And we're also on Twitter. At Working Title Pod, because Jake's too fucking slow. And
I'm
we're on
sorry.
Facebook.
Hey, can we rewind?
I
missed it. Can
just
we
say it, dude. Just don't make a scene. Just say it. Get your
follow
shit
us.
in there.
Follow us on Twitter at Working Title Pod.
Yay. Okay. I think we're signing off. Bye, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Doses.